Hi. Today I want to start talking a little more about the illusion that we live in. It's been with me for a long time as something I want to start expressing, but it hasn't been very clear inside yet. So it didn't feel the right time. Um, I've been writing a lot about it just for myself. And it's always wonderful to write because a lot of clarity comes from that. And the reason I have been busy with the illusion for many, many years to see through it and see what is actually real, what is here, is because of Joel Goldsmith, who was the instigator for my awakening back in Denmark many years ago, where everything just opened up. And it was, of course, quite amazing and magical and mind blowing, mind blowing. And I've been with his books and tapes for many, many years because it always helps me see more clearly. If I've moved away, come back. You know how it is when you have your favorite teachings or teachers or readings. And it's lovely that we have access to that. So recently, I was reading something in some of Joel's books about the illusion and to shine a little more light on it. And I want to read that today. And you can just see how that resonates with you. I really appreciate his clarity about really talking about, what the illusion is and how or why improvements, seeming improvements to the illusion happen when you start seeing through it. Because you might say, well, why bother changing the illusion? It's just an illusion, which is true, but the illusion is not out there, as I've talked about. You can't externalize an illusion because an illusion is not real. It is a misperception in our mind. So when that misperception gets more clear, when it starts dissolving, then we are able to see more of what is here already. But because we have that veil over our eyes, our senses, our eyes, our ears, our feelings, our smell, our taste, the five senses, because there is a veil over that, we can only see the veil. And that is, of course, the illusion. So when we rise in consciousness, the veil starts thinning, maybe even dissolving in certain instances. And then we can see, oh my God, look at what actually is here. And that is not seen with the physical eyes, it is experienced with a different sense. And I would call that the soul sense. So let me read that to you. And I want to just invite you to close your eyes and really see if you can feel the words of what Joel is talking about. And it's from three different chapters, just a little paragraph from three different chapters. So here is what Joel Goldsmith says. The world is real. The illusion is in the misperception of the eternal, divine, spiritual universe, which is the only universe there is, and which is here and now. Because of an illusory sense of the universe, however, the mortal scene appears as mortality with all its errors, with all its problems, whereas it is in reality a divine universe. This world is God's world. It is the temple of the living God. But when you see it with finite eyes and ears, what we see and hear is but the illusory picture of the reality that is there. The illusion is in the mind that is falsely seeing the world. The illusion is never out in the world. An illusion cannot be externalized. An illusion is a deceptive state of thought, and it can take place only within a person's mind and not outside of it. And this is from the book called Parenthesis in Eternity, and the chapter is Reality and Illusion. So now I'm going to read another little paragraph from a different book, which is from the book The Infinite Way, and the chapter is on prayer. So here he says, prayer, which is conscious oneness with God, always results in bringing forth harmony, peace, joy, success. These are the added things in quotes. It is not that spirit produces or heals or corrects matter or the physical universe, but that we rise higher in consciousness to where there is less matter, and therefore there is less discord, less inharmony, disease, and lack. And now I'm going to read one more paragraph from the book called Leave Your Nets, from the chapter Awake Thou That Sleeps. He says, this three-dimensional world, which is called the human or material world, really is only a false concept of the real and is never destroyed in and of itself. It is seen through I. It is understood for what it is. And in that understanding comes the dissolution of it. In other words, there is in reality no such thing as an objectified, physical, mortal, material universe. The only universe that exists is the spiritual, real world of God's creating. And the proof of this is that the moment a degree of inner vision is awakened, the world of God's creating becomes the only real world. And the mortal concept begins to lose reality and begins to disappear. Let's take that in for a moment. Because he really clarifies that it is that we are not trying to change things in the world, heal something, heal a disease or lack or limitation. We're not trying to change something in the world, because when we do that, we are in the illusion. It's all still happening in the mind, in the five sense mind. As I've talked about, the mind is basically the five senses. So everything we experience through the five senses, see, hear, taste, touch, and smell, that is the illusion. And it's not easy to grasp that. I get glimpses of it after many years of being with his teaching, but it's not like totally clear. I really have to practice seeing with my soul sense of what is really here. So when you understand that, when you try and change something in this world, what we experience as this world, we are trying to change it in the illusory misperception in our mind. Now, it's fine to improve it. I think we all want, of course, we want things to be better and more beautiful and improved. And we will do that. But if we do it without the connection from our soul sense, so that that sense can start seeing through what we want to change, then we will start seeing what never needs changing or improving or healing, because that is the reality of who we already are, what everybody already is. But as long as we're only focusing on the five sense mind, we will be in an eternal battle and trying to change things. And of course, it will keep going because we're just feeding the illusion. And whatever we feed, we give our attention to, and that becomes our experience. So I know I have talked quite a bit about don't touch it. Don't touch it. The more we touch this illusion, the more we try and get rid of it, the more we resist it. I've talked a lot about the resistance, right? The more we resist something, it just means that we really, really believe that it's real, and we just try and get rid of it and push it away. And all that energy goes into the illusion, which is all happening in here. And it's not going to change. It cannot change because our attention is feeding something that, well, first of all, we want to get rid of, and really only exists in our five sense mind. So the more we can all start practicing when we get into something by resisting or liking and disliking and hating and not wanting to forgive and blaming and pointing fingers and choosing sides, it's all happening here. And we're feeding that story that's going on, that's being fed to us from the outside. We keep accepting that and we keep feeding it, and it stays alive. So the invitation is to at least start practicing not touching whatever it is that's going on in your life. And I think in Buddhism, they talk about detachment, right? It's detaching, not attaching to it, but letting go of it, letting go of the energy that we feed it. And then what I have added to this story, of course, is the way we can best do that is bring our love, because we are love. And there is only love because that is our true nature. So by bringing our true nature to that part that is an illusion, the illusion starts dissolving, because love is a much higher vibration than resistance and hate and dislike. So by bringing that, it starts to dissolve, and then we can start seeing more of what is actually here. And many times we experience that inside as a sense of peace, a nice deep breath of release, of relaxing, of like, something lets go. Because when we let go here, then let's see what is here. And that feels a lot better. And the more we do that, we become the solution to this world that we think is real. And it starts to dissolve little by little. And that's why I have this longing to really connect with many people who feel that a readiness, a passion, a longing to just be that in the world. We still may do things like say, like YouTube videos or coaching sessions or who knows what, poetry, building new structures, anything. We're not just sitting doing nothing, but we will just be that. And then the energy, it just brings to the situation, it brings itself to the situation, and then the illusion can start dissolving. And then we can be really curious in a state of prayer to say, okay, looks to me that this is very real. Show me, because I cannot see it yet. I need you, to show me what is here and not here. And then we sit in that silent, receptive prayer and wait. Yeah, it's a journey for sure. But what else is there? Keep battling in the duality, keep trying to fix a world that cannot be fixed. It is time to rise to a higher frequency. And the more of us do it together, it's going to be a lot more fun.